Hello, my name is Mariah Serratos. Today I will be talking about the gaps that exist in the sex education that is being taught and the sex education standards in California for high school students. I will first begin by talking about the gaps. To begin, I will be talking about California's Healthy Youth Act. California's Healthy Youth Act has 5 main purposes. The first purpose is to provide pupils with the knowledge and skills necessary to protect their sexual and reproductive health from HIV and other sexually transmitted infections, and from unintended pregnancy. The second main purpose is to provide pupils with the knowledge and skills they need to develop healthy attitudes concerning adolescent growth and development, body image, gender, sexual orientation, relationships, marriage, and family. The third is to promote understanding and sexuality as a normal part of human development, to ensure pupils receive integrated, comprehensive, accurate, and unbiased sexual health and HIV prevention instruction, and provide educators with clear tools and guidance to accomplish that end. The fifth is to provide pupils with the knowledge and skills necessary to have healthy, positive, and safe relationships and behaviors. California has laws set in place that the school districts and teachers have to abide by. However, some school districts and teachers are not complying with the mandates. According to the article, here are the problems of California's groundbreaking law. Unified school districts are not complying with the mandates, and teachers are educating students inaccurately about sex education. A survey from researchers at the University of California, San Francisco, have found that many school districts were not complying with the law. 42% did not teach about FDA-approved contraception methods in middle school and high school, and only 25% mentioned emergency contraceptives. 16% told their students that condoms are not an effective means of protecting against pregnancy and sexually transmitted disease. An inaccurate statement, the study noted. It is important to keep the district and teachers accountable for the mistakes they are teaching to their students about sexual education. Contraceptions and pregnancy contraceptives are important to know and can be useful in the future. That leads me to my second topic, which is contraceptives and reproductive rights. Contraceptives and reproductive rights is to make sure that people can decide if they want to use contraceptives or not. The main contraceptives people use are birth control, pills, condoms, and IUDs. IUDs are the most effective method. This method is a device that is inserted into the uterus to prevent pregnancy. The method can be reversible and lasts a long time compared to other contraceptives. Birth control pills are the second most effective contraceptive. It is a pill that is taken every day orally that prevents ovulation. Condoms is the most third effective contraceptive. Condoms are a laxative or laxative-free barrier that prevents skin-on-skin contact with the genitals. Contraceptives are a good way to prevent unintended pregnancies. Contraceptives, like condoms, prevent pregnancy, but also prevent STIs. The STIs that condoms protect include HIV/AIDS, chlamydia, gonorrhea, hepatitis B, and trichomoniasis. We will now talk about consent. What is consent? Consent is asking someone before sexual intercourse if they want to be sexual with you. Both parties must agree to have sex for it to be consensual. consent is broken down into 5 categories, which are: number 1, freely given. Consent is a choice you make without pressure, manipulation, or under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Number 2, reversible. Anyone can change their mind about what they feel like doing anytime, even if you've already done it before, and even if you're both naked in bed. The third is informed. You can only consent to something if you have the full story. For example, if someone says they'll use a condom and then they don't, there isn't full consent. Number 4, enthusiastic. When it comes to sex, you should do stuff you want to do and not things that you feel you're expected to do. Number 5, specific. Saying yes to one thing, like going to the bathroom to make out, that doesn't mean you've said yes, just like having sex, right? We have used some vocabulary for sex education. The terms that we have already used are STIs, HIV/AIDS, unintended pregnancy, FDA approved, contraceptives, emergency contraceptives, IUDs, birth control, ovulation, condoms, consent, reproductive rights. That's just to name a few that we've already talked about. Some other terms that I think are beneficial to learn and know about are abstinence, gender identity, hormones, external versus internal condoms, sexual harassment. So let's dive into abstinence. So abstinence, it is a decision to not participate in sexual activities. So an example of this would be a person who is waiting for marriage before having sexual relationships. And the second is gender identity. This is a person who feels which gender they align with. This is a connection that they feel. And an example of this is if a person is born a female and identifies more with another lifestyle like a male, they feel like their identity is more of a male, so they identify as a male. The third is hormones. Hormones are chemicals used in contraceptives like birth control or IUDs that prevent the ovaries from releasing eggs. So an example of this would be birth control pills, because it is essentially tricking the body into thinking that the person has ovulated already. And number 4, external versus internal condoms. External condoms are condoms that protect the male genitals with physical barriers. And internal condoms are used inside the female vagina or anus. And number 5 is sexual harassment. This is when a person makes you feel unwanted by the moves or by verbally or physically that make you uncomfortable. An example is a person making sexual jokes about another person's body after you have repeatedly told them to stop. This creates a hostile environment. To conclude this video, remember that the California's Healthy Youth Act was created to give students the accurate, inclusive, and unbiased information they deserve. I covered the contraceptives and reproductive rights that we all have. I have talked about and explained accurate medical terms. So I thank you for watching this video, and I want you to think about the contraceptives that we talked about today and explain how it can relate to you, or how this information could be useful in the future for you. Thank you.